Ever since I first played a video game, I've wanted to create my own, and after procrastinating for about a year, I finally decided to get into game dev. But we're not gonna learn game dev like a normal person, no. We're gonna jump headfirst into a game jam with no experience. Let's go. Now the game jam that I decided to enter for this challenge is Trijam. Now Trijam is basically a 3-hour game jam on itch.io where you have to make a game in 3 hours based on the theme that they give you. I thought about just going straight into an engine like Unity or Godot, but I don't think I could even write 10 lines of code in 3 hours because I have no idea what I'm doing. But with that out of the way, the theme of the jam turned out to be trees. So here's a clip as to what I wanted to do at the time. Psych! No, my audio actually was insanely bad, so I'm now going to voice over it again. Hooray! Basically what I decided on is that you play 3 minigames, you get an item from each, and then at the end you give them to Mystical Tree. But when you give him the items, he turns evil or something, and basically you have to beat him in a boss fight. So after that phase, I started the 3-hour timer and created a new project in GDevelop, which was the no-code game engine that I had settled on. I decided to just start working on all the minigames individually and then somehow piece them together at the end. So first up, I decided to start working on the apple catcher minigame. To start out, I decided to make the apple and make it fall to the bottom of the screen, but as you can see here, it was way too small, so we made it bigger, which would make it easier to click, which is how we got points. You would click an apple and it would give you a point. I swapped it out for this basket though because it was a bit too hard, and then I added bombs, and that was fun. It gave some difficulty to it, and then we added this background and some music and sound effects. There are sometimes you can get into situations where it's impossible to avoid the bomb because the basket's too big, but I didn't have time to fix it, so it is what it is. After that, I decided to start working on the second minigame, which is basically a math quiz. You have to answer 5 questions correctly to move on, and so here's how that went. Alright, so basically what I did is I found 5 math questions I wanted to use, and basically I just started super easy with like 1 + 1, and then we ramped up a little bit, we ramped up even higher to like square roots and like stuff. And I'm really overcomplicating this because it's not even that hard. I just chose 5 random questions and then searched it up on Bing. Like the dialogue system is kind of already there, you just have to like load the JSON file, and that was pretty much the whole minigame. Like honestly, it's so simple that surely nothing could have ever went wrong with it. There's surely not like a huge problem that like I've missed during this process.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
It's obviously perfectly fine, and so with that, let's move on to the third minigame. I'm actually gonna stop you right there. Basically, the third minigame didn't happen because I looked at my plan originally and realized it did not fit with the theme. So instead, we now have you sit under a tree, you think, and then a PNG image of the thinker appears on the screen and you get the thinker. It's actually crazy. Yeah, let's just move on. Alright, so basically I wanted the boss fight to just be this 2D top-down bullet hell kind of fight. So first I used my incredible pixel art skills to draw the player, then using the health extension I got health bars working and centered them on the screen. After that I set up bullets and made it so the tree fired the thinker and apple that the player gave it previously. And there was this bug where for some reason the tree would just stop taking damage, but I deleted this trigger once statement and it fixed itself, so cool. We got the final result right here on screen, and I didn't have time to add a background because I only had like 30 minutes when I started this. So yeah, I'm not exactly happy with it, but it's functional, so that's an accomplishment. And that was my 3 hours, so I exported the game, created a game page, and submitted it to the jam. Alright, so the results are now in, and I believe we got 5th place, so honestly not that bad. And it actually isn't that bad considering you couldn't even get to the last half of the game. Remember this bit?
There's surely not like a huge problem that like I've missed during this process.
Yeah, well apparently when I copy and pasted the 5th math question, I didn't drag my mouse far enough and I didn't copy the full question, which gave me the wrong answer. Therefore, you can literally not play the last half of the game unless you somehow got the answer wrong in that specific way. So the fact that I got 5th from a game that doesn't even work is just insane to me. Oh yeah, I also showed the game to one of my friends, so here's what he had to say.
It sucks.
Yeah. So anyway, as the title of this video says, I've never actually done game dev, and I really wanted to get into it. So for the next video, whenever that is, because I'm a very slow editor, I'm gonna try to learn Godot. I think it uses like GD script or something. So if you want to see that, stick around.